Can you tell me what makes you you? I mean, truly, what things in your daily life do you do that makes you you? For me, it's I have to have my tea. Whether it's iced tea or hot tea, I have to have my tea. Are you a coffee drinker? Are you a Coke drinker? Like, what is it that you have to have every day that is a part of who you are? Such a like a simple and easy but hard question all at the same time. I'm asking because I want to know what your simple pleasures are. Because simple pleasures are the root of caregiving, at least good caregiving. They're the root of what can help you meet the needs of the person that you are caring for. And by meeting those needs, it makes everybody's life easier. It makes your life as the caregiver easier. It also makes the person who you're caring for's life easier because they get to feel like themselves. For those of you who are new here, I am Katrina. We are a multi-generational family that is in the middle of living and thriving with cognitive decline. My father is in the middle to advancing stages of his cognitive decline, and my mother and I share caring for him. And I have a beautiful 13-and-a-half-year-old daughter who lives with us, and she's in the midst of it as well. It's our life. So, in the midst of this, one of the things that this tool that I pull out of my toolbox, which you'll hear me talk about different tools on this channel, but this is like my favorite tool. My favorite tool is simple pleasures because a simple pleasure is so simple that it can be hard. Or it's so simple that it can shift your day in an easy way if you know that person you're caring for. I shared in an earlier video, I just mentioned this idea of simple pleasures, but today I want to expand on it. I want to expand on the idea of what it is. When I used to work in a care facility, they really instilled in us the idea of simple pleasures and how impactful they are. When somebody isn't living in a care facility, simple pleasures become harder because you have a corporate group of people that you have to take care of and look after, and you have to learn all of their pleasures, all the things that makes them who they are. And that takes extra effort, and it can take a lot, or it can be simple. It can be both. And it can be both simultaneously. So I was in this meeting and they made it really simple. Like, what is your base simple pleasure that you have to have? And for me, as I've already mentioned, it is my tea. And at that time in my life, every day on my way to work, I would drive through McDonald's and I'd get an unsweet iced tea with lemon. Sounds simple, but if you don't have a car, that becomes almost an impossible thing to do. They invited us to get to know our residents and to get to know the way that they think and the way that they feel and the things that make them feel who they are. And in the midst of that, I really carried that forth into every aspect of my life. I try to do that with the people that I love the most. Try to meet their simple pleasures. And sometimes I'm really good at it. And sometimes I'm not. As we've established, I am not perfect. And I'm not always perfect at nailing simple pleasures as well. But the great thing is it's not about 100% success rate. It's about nailing it the days that you nail it. And it's about being intentional and trying to think about it. So for my father, his simple pleasure is his coffee. He is a coffee drinker. Love the smell. I love the smell. I do not like the taste. But for him, it is his go-go juice. It is the thing that he has to have first thing in the morning for him to feel like himself. And he has had all these fancy coffee machines over the course of his life, and he's had all this fancy coffee, and he was great at brewing it and getting the beans and doing all the things that coffee people do. I don't do them. I don't know. Don't ask. I don't know. I'm sure you know more about it than I do. Anyways, so he did all of those things. And I would say about 3 years ago, he all of a sudden wasn't able to operate our coffee machine that had multiple buttons. And it became one of those moments where Mom's like, I don't understand what's happening. And I'm like, oh, he's at the place where he can no longer cognitively figure out how to do it. And Mom's like, but he's done it his whole life. The muscle memory should be there. And I'm like, yeah, but you guys have had different coffee machines. And it's just kind of how it is sometimes. And she's like, what do we do? And I was like, we get a one-touch coffee maker. And at first he could still put the coffee in and do it. And he could just hit the button and it did it. and he was good. But over the last, 2 years, he can't do that either. Mom has to make it the night before. She puts the water in, she puts the coffee in. There's a sign in front of it that sits in front of it at night that says, push the button to make your coffee. We make sure it's all plugged in, it's ready to go. And that enables him to be who he is. It enables him to be who he's always been. A man who loves his coffee, and if he doesn't start his day with it, isn't okay. And he's enabled, he is capable. He is capable of doing it on his own with that simple change of machines. But it takes thinking about it, and it takes then enacting it and going and purchasing it. And then it takes changing our nightly routine in order for him to continue with his simple pleasure. So I invite you in this moment to think about the person that you're caregiving for. If you are caring for somebody in a home and you know them and you know their routines and you know what makes them tick, you're already you're almost there. You're so almost there. But I invite you to take that evaluation of what do they need? What makes them happy in the morning? What sets you up to have a good day in your home? I invite you to think outside the box. I invite you not to get fixated on what they used to be able to do and what they can't do now. Instead, focus on how you can enable them to be the closest to who they were before. And by doing that, you start to bring pieces of them back. And it may take a little bit of money. In this case, it was the cheapest coffee machine that Walmart made or offers or sells. We can do that. You can do it. It takes thinking outside the box. Just put some effort into it. And if you're working in a care facility, I've done it. I know it's hard. The best part is if you're working in a care facility that you're there all the time and you get to know the people that you are caring for, you start to learn their simple pleasures. And yeah, I know you're tired. I know the numbers are off. I know that you work way too hard. I know. It's hard work, and I have great admiration and respect for you going and doing it all day for people that are not your family members. But I invite you to take just little moments, figuring out what you can do for them to meet their simple pleasure. Is it bringing in a special little chocolate and then handing it to them? And then you know what? You could pass it around to the other people in the facility as well. And even if that's not their simple pleasure, they will enjoy it most likely. And they will be thankful that you did that for the other person. And then they got to ride the wave of you taking care of other people. It's exciting. It becomes infectious in a good way, not the negative way. It becomes something where when you start to see how it can change their moment, their day, their being, they light up. Why wouldn't you want to take the time to do that? Those are the things that will fill your cup, that will get you through that shift, especially if you have to work a double. It's the caring for people that should be lifting you up. So I share this thought of simple pleasures, and I invite you to fully embrace it. I invite you to let it help change the way that you caregive. And from doing that, I promise you, it will bring peace into that environment. It will bring joy into that environment. And when those things happen, whether you're in a home or on shift, your day is easier. And let's face it, we're all tired. We're all at it. I know I live at my limit. I live past it a lot of the time. And I find that when I do those things and I'm intentional about it, it helps me let down. It helps me know that I have purpose, and the purpose that I'm giving in my caregiving has serious value. It's a blessing. I thank you for coming on this journey with me, and I invite you to like, share, and subscribe. If it has touched your heart in any way and you are so inclined and capable, I invite you to buy me a cup of coffee. Links are in the description below. But most importantly, I pray I pray that you have come, that you have been filled, and that with that full cup, that you are able to go out into the world and overflow. And if we are all doing that, the reality is that we can change the world. Let's go out and change the world. Have a glorious day.